Um, hope the audio's working. Appears to be. So, okay, I'll get this sucker underway in a minute. Right. Let's go to track.
Let's get a few laps under our belt.
I'm currently racing, well, this is a practice session at Japan. I've been racing as Jensen Button in a McLaren, and somehow last year's McLaren, obviously the 2015 McLaren, which was an absolute disaster, and yet somehow I'm leading the World Championship, and I'm not even actually 100% sure of what the settings are. I like how there's a drizzle in the air and they've set me out on these tyres. And yeah, I do have the racing line on. I don't race with a wheel. I race with a controller, and I find this considerably easier to control a car because I don't have any force feedback for the handling without having a steering wheel. I just don't have anywhere to put a steering wheel, basically. That's why I don't race with one. The new F1 season, I'm hoping will be a bit more interesting. I'm hoping that Ferrari will get their act together and challenge Mercedes. In fact, I'd like another couple of teams really to challenge. It gets a bit boring when it's just the same two drivers that can win the championship. It's been like that for too long in F1. I think they should standardise certain things. I was talking to a guy online. He's got a Twitch channel, Matty165. I hope I've said it right. And he said, and I agree, they should standardise the chassis and just have the manufacturer engines, but standardise the chassis, because I think it's too much disparity between the teams at the front and the teams at the back, and a lot of it is always going to be down to aerodynamics. Oh crap, aerodynamics. Then I was just looking at the stream to see if it was okay. I can only connect to my internet here wirelessly. Now my Xbox One is fine. That has a much better wireless adapter built into it. The PlayStation 4's wireless adapter is absolutely gash, and my upload speeds on my Xbox One are about range between 12 to 14 Mbps upload. On the PS4 it can be 3 to 6 if I'm lucky, so I've got it set, you see, in high definition, so I think this stream's not going to take it. It seems to have maybe some problems with it. Certainly glancing at my laptop, looking at the frames per second in a live stream. Oh crap. Oh, you filthy bastard. the frames per second are not 60 frames per second, that's for certain. Which is the game. The game is 60 frames per second. That's one of the things in this game. The AI cars don't seem to have any awareness of your existence, which can become problematical sometimes when they decide to take you out. This is actually a pretty good F1 game, but it's very light on features, which seems to be the standard this generation. I mean, what's here is actually very good. It's 60 frames per second, it's butter smooth, and I like it, I really do. There's two seasons. There's the 2014 season that has the cars, the tracks from the 2014 season, and the 2015 season, last season, which it has the cars and the tracks from that. So you could argue, well, on one hand you are essentially getting two seasons for one game, which is not very common. However, there is no career mode at all, which has become the staple of most racing games. Starting out a bad team and then working your way up to a good team. That just doesn't seem to be the case. See if I can set a decent lap time, then I'll skip the rest of the practice, get into qualifying. I'll try and set a decent lap time in qualifying and get on with the race. I need to try to figure out how to do away with this whole side column. You're watching this through like a window, and that's what I'm actually seeing on my TV. What you're seeing is what I'm seeing, trying to play this bloody thing, and I'm hoping that there's a way that I can get rid of it. I don't think on the Xbox you can just unsnap, but I'll just have a look. I'm not going to be able to set fastest time. The traction on this car is starting to go now. The track's starting to become a bit more wet. Even though I don't have a wheel, I can feel it in the control system visually, and feel the car sliding a bit going into the corners. But yeah, I mean, I'm hoping they'll release a new F1 game this year. I'm hoping that they'll have a comprehensive yeah, definitely losing traction. I hope they'll have a comprehensive career mode, and what I'd like them to bring back, they did it, I think it was it F1 2012, 2013, I can't remember now, where they actually had a classics, I think it was 2013, they had the oldie time F1 cars. I'd like them to expand on that as well. I'd like to take part in some classic championships, especially the championships the championship James Hunt, Nicky Lauda, that era, when the F1 cars were basically death traps on wheels. But you know, I'd like the classic era of the late 80s, early 90s cars. I might run out of fuel actually. I mean, I'm desperately trying to just set a half decent lap time, which I'm not gonna do. Okay. I'll return to the garage, or garage, depending on where you're from. Wonder if how do I that's going to be controls in the game. This might actually drop the broadcast, but I'm just going to see if I can get rid of this real estate from around the screen, because it's driving me mad. Okay. Ah, there we go. That's better. That is much better. So, what were we doing? Session info. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to surpass those times, so I'll just advance time. It's one of the handy things with these type of games. I'm in second place, which is not too bad. My objective for the practice session, as you can see, is 4th, so I'm not doing too badly there. I mean, this is a good racing game. I suppose if you cut through all of the garbage, it is actually a very good racing game, which I can't complain about, to be honest with you. I mean, it's just there's a lack of depth, there's a lack of stuff within the game, and I think that's important with games today. That I think, look, whenever a new generation of games come out, right, you have this whole business whereby everyone resets the clock. If you look at the size of the games, the depth of the games that come out on consoles, really from in the second half of their lifespan, which we're kind of heading towards now, they start to add features in. The early versions of games, or the games that come out in the early first couple of years of a game's console life cycle, is essentially what I call the technical builds. So if you go back to the original Assassin's Creed that came out on the 360, for example, and the PS3, that first game, they were more building the engine, they were more building the basic framework of the game. And it still had a lot of content in there, but if you compare it to Assassin's Creed 2, I mean, I'm just looking at let me finish that point. If you compare it to Assassin's Creed 2, for example, Assassin's Creed 2 had a lot more in it, but it needed Assassin's Creed to lay the foundations for what was going to become a better game. That's my opinion. I know some people did prefer the original Assassin's Creed. So, yeah, I don't really... It's a difficult one. I think there are real exceptions, like the new Street Fighter 5. That's absolute bullshit. You don't need... You're not going to tell me that that's not a content-like game. Because it is. The stuff that's missing, like the arcade mode out of that, is just absolutely unforgivable and just reeks of a rush job. It's not finished. Don't pay full price for games that they say, well, we'll include the content. Content will come down the line. Well, yeah, well, there's no guarantee of that, and you're paying £60 on a promise. That's an early access trick, and I don't agree with that whatsoever. I think you have to be better than that. You have to be better than that. Okay, so yeah, going back to this, that's ridiculous. There's no way a McLaren Honda from 2015 would have got that high up in a practice session. So anyway, we'll advance now to the qualifier. But yeah, I'm getting into this whole streaming business. I think it's just me on looking at this session at the moment, but it is an odd time of the day here in the UK. Most people are still at work. I don't know whether many people in the US would have much of an interest in this. Okay, so we've got light rain, blah blah blah. I don't like the new logo for Red Bull, by the way, this year. I think it looks like a child has been let loose with a crayon. Right, enough of this flannel. Okay, my intermediates. Fourth objective. Let's get a lap under our belt. Because you don't know whether the weather's going to get worse or whether it's going to get better, so I'll just get a lap under my belt, get back in, fast forward, see what the lap times. If they start coming down, I'll go back out again. If they don't, well then sod it. It's like I've got a Toro Rosso stuck in front of me. Carlos Sainz. I'll try and get past him. Could have done with getting out before these guys. I don't want to get stuck behind them. Christ almighty. This is already slippy, this track. When it gets into this type of situation, the worry becomes, is the track going to get worse? Oh dear God, I complete... Well, fuck off. That's what really annoys me with this game. They just blast into you oblivious. It's like the other cars are like on scale extra. And they just plough into you regardless. That really does annoy me. Don't like that. Okay, let's concentrate here. Let's not worry about that. I'm still going. The other, I mean, this is a Codemasters game. Codemasters really do make good racing games. I'm glad they went back to that. They had a period in the last gen where they were branching out into other areas. They published the Turning Point Fall of Liberty, which to this day is one of the worst games I've ever played. They did Operation Flashpoint. I like them games, although I don't think they were particularly as well received on console as they were on PC. But nevertheless, I like them. Okay, Alonso, you just blast past me as if you're in a Mercedes. And then just go really slow in front of me to ruin my outlap. You fuck. Oh, see, that is exactly it. That's how stupid the AI is in this game. Just drive into me. Look, and again. Fucking retards. So that's this. That is this outlap. Sorry, that's this fast lap absolutely ruined, thanks to my own sodding teammate who clearly couldn't see the car right in front of him and decided to T-bone me off the track. Though you can guarantee if I return the compliment, I get disqualified or get either a 5 or a 10-second penalty to the qualifier, because of course yeah, I do get punishment, but you definitely get the rough end of the stick. That is the major thing I don't like about this game. They've never fixed that AI. They just don't they don't seem to be able to respond to you being in their line of sight. I'm trying to think of the right word. You can have the racing line, you can be ahead of them, and you brake, they don't respond beyond the very basic programming that they have, so you end up in a situation where they just take you out. It's early Gran Turismo games had a similar thing. The cars would stick to the designated lines on the track, and it made for very unrealistic. In the day, it wasn't really notable because the AI in cars back then in racing games was pretty poor anyway. But when you go back and play those games, they are very rigid. And one thing you notice with a lot of racing games now, and I talked about this in my Forza 6 video, is they've been introduced, especially in Forza 6, a degree of unpredictability. The cars have different behaviours going into corners, and it makes the racing more interesting because it doesn't become a case of a procession of cars. They will go off the track, they'll do stupid things. In fact, on more than one occasion in Forza 6, I've hit the rewind button, and their behaviour going into the corner has been different. One time a car might step out, another one might, brake at a certain point. When you rewind it and play it, so that's even within one race, just taking it a few seconds back, the cars will actually behave differently. There is much more on the fly artificial intelligence. Plowed into the back of Bottas then. It doesn't help the fact that I'm in a 2015 McLaren, which was about as much use as a Robin Reliant fourth. So that's the barest minimum. This track's getting worse, I think. I'm not going to go to full wets though. Not yet. If I can clear these guys, I'll every time I go to change direction, the car's back end is really, really slack. That doesn't help either. I need to get this idiot out of the way. He skiddled me off the track before anyway. Throw it up the inside, Ayrton Senna style. Now this is where the McLaren's absolute lack of power can be a real problem. You just can't get away from guys. I can outmaneuver them in corners, but like coming up here now, if he puts his foot down and he gets his straight line speed, I haven't got a prayer. In fact, I'm looking now. He is right behind me still. Okay, cool. See, I'm running low on fuel. See, he just blasts past me. This car's just got no straight line speed at all. Which, in fairness, here, have that. Oh, what's that, Bottas? What's that? What's that? Oh yeah, that's what you did to me before. Sucks, doesn't it? There we go. Yeah, I mean, the lack of straight line speed was McLaren's major problem last year. Just absolutely no pace in the engines that's realistic. Like I say, the fact that I'm actually in the lead in the World Championship in this car just speaks volumes, really. And especially in the wet, this thing just becomes even more of a turd with wheels strapped to it. But I wanted to yeah, somebody in the chat just put Vettel #1. He probably will be this year. If they give him a car, I want to see him and Hamilton have a proper race off for the World Championship. I like Vettel. I think he's a damn good driver. I mean, that Ferrari last year was not competitive and he still got it high up the field. That's like a Schumacher when he went to Ferrari, he took a car that was an absolute load of crap and worked with the team and developed a car that absolutely conquered all. I'm going to have to piss in now because I'm running out of fuel. Let's see if I can actually get this sucker in the pits. Have I just balls that up completely? No, I haven't. There it is. Definitely pitting in on this is easier than what it's been in some F1 2015 games, that's for certain. It's been an absolute nightmare. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to get much better than that. This thing is awful. I'll have to try and save it for the race. From the UK. Right. I'm going to fast forward this because, in all honesty, I'm not going to get much more out of this damn car. Plus the fact that there's 19 cars on track. Yeah, weather's still looking bad. Yeah, I'll just have to suck it and see. Is Hamilton my favourite driver? I like him, I think he's a good driver, but my favourite driver, British driver, is Jenson Button, which is why I'm playing as him in this.
What a session it's been for Mercedes today. They've locked the front row of the grid for tomorrow's race.
Okay, it's not a complete disaster, but I'll see what happens.
It's Sunday afternoon here in
Oh, it's
Suzuka,
still
Japan,
bloody
with one of the most
raining.
exciting circuits on
Crap.
this year's calendar. Welcome to the Japanese Grand Prix. It was a blistering lap time from Lewis Hamilton in qualifying yesterday. If he gets a clean start away from the grid today, he might be untouchable.
He was driving on another level yesterday, so...
Enough of that. What tactics are they throwing at? To stop. Right, let's get this done. Yeah, I don't have much of a problem with Rosberg. I think he's under a lot of pressure racing with Hamilton. He was at Mercedes before Hamilton, and oh god, here we go. Everything's going wrong already. But yeah, I mean, it's just he has a bit of I think he's got a bit of a nasty streak in him. I guess he's just trying to fight for his bit of territory at Mercedes. When you're at a team where the car is a top car, you've got to try and prove yourself, because a team like Mercedes will always be looking for the next biggest thing to carry on dominating. They want 1-2 finishes, and if he becomes a bit too much of a shrinking violet, he's going to get jettisoned. Especially when you've got like a lot of good young drivers coming through as well. Oh, I just can't get anything with this car at all at the moment. Run massively wide there. I'll do well to catch these Mercedes cars, but I'll do my best. But yeah, I think Rosberg didn't come over too well at times last season, especially when he slung the cat back at Lewis Hamilton. It was obviously miffed because he lost out on the world title, but he just sets about a little bit of needle. I'm going to get beat up by Raikkonen here. I do not want Kimi Raikkonen right behind me, that's for certain. Yeah, that is a typical Kimi Raikkonen manoeuvre there. Come on, bloody car. Oh, the handling is absolutely wretched. I was hoping it'd be a dry race because then I could go a bit more hell for leather to try and catch these Mercedes boys up, but I can't do it. Yeah, the first race is in Australia. I don't know what the calendar is for next season. But it usually is. This is Japan. Oh, that corner just... If I take off too much power, I'm going to get beat up from behind, and if I go in too deep I can't get the damn thing round the corner. Welcome to the world of the McLaren Honda. Massive low. Now if that was in real life, the way I took that corner then, my car would have been facing the other way. In this wet, hitting that much curb and grass, with the foot firmly down on the accelerator, I'd have been either looking at the sky or I'd have been looking at the rest of the cars coming towards me. Ah, fastest lap, that's not too bad. Come on. Come on. Let me just get past one of them. This is the worst section because the back of the car just wants to come right around. The problem is getting past them, and with the AI like it is, if I got past Rosberg here, he would just treat me as a mobile set of traffic lights and beat me up. No, this isn't player versus player, this is me playing this single player 2015 season. I see, yeah, look at that, Rosberg there, that is, he's still touching the back of my car. Dickhead. Right, he's gone. Managed to somehow keep it going. Now in the year that when I first got this game, I had got a penalty or a warning for that because they have improved that side of things, but yeah, now I've got Ferraris all over my arse and Hamilton's taken off into the distance. I need this rain to piss off so I can get some slicks on. Because this car's even... Believe it or not, this car is actually even worse in the wet than it is in the dry. But I don't actually need to keep winning races to win the World Championship in this car, so I just need to try and keep my nose clean and keep a podium finish. Hopefully Rosberg's idiocy has cost him. Come on, for Christ's sake. Yeah, Hamilton and Vettel in the same team, that would be. They... I don't think it'll happen though, because basically, it's usual the case, one of the drivers in the team ends up having to be the number 2 driver. I think that's part of Rosberg's problem, or even though Mercedes don't say it's officially the case, they're always going to support the guy who can get them the most points and who can stand the best chance of winning the World Championship. With Vettel and Hamilton, it's going to be a massive clash of ego there. Both will want to be the number 1 driver. You saw really when Hamilton went to McLaren, when Fernando Alonso was there, because Hamilton had come through McLaren's, I was going to say youth team, but like football, but their junior program. I think Alonso felt that Hamilton was getting a lot of favouritism, and indeed Hamilton did take the fight to Alonso. He wasn't going to be a shrinking violet as a number 2 driver. It was very, very similar to Ayrton Senna when he was at McLaren, when he went to McLaren, when Alan Prost was there. There was no way he was just going to stick around and be a number 2 driver. And what you get in that situation is one of them has to go. So it creates a lot of tension within the team, and it can be destructive as much as anything else. That's why you very, very rarely see. You get a good driver who's capable of winning races and be the number, and get, if he's not winning races, he's getting second on the podium or podium finishes. That's what teams ideally want. But like next season, if Rosberg gets off to a better start to the season than Hamilton, and Hamilton's not having that good of a time of it, it'll be very interesting to see what happens. The ego will definitely not be happy if Rosberg gets favouritism, especially if Hamilton's leading a race and Rosberg's right on his tail. We've had instances of that where Rosberg was advised to let Hamilton pass because he was faster, and Rosberg didn't like it at all. So if that had been Vettel, it would have been even worse. Oh crap. That's because I glanced at the messages on my laptop there. I don't think I'm getting closer to Hamilton. Oh crap, it occurred.
Okay, we're starting to see a bit of tyre wear. You shouldn't have too much trouble for the
Tyre
time being, but
wear
the grip is going to
to
start
come in.
throwing away.
That's scheduled for lap 9. Okay. There's not a lot I can do about the tyre wear because hang on, what's my fuel situation? Oh, it's optimal, that's alright, I don't need to drop that. Can't really do anything other than go hell for leather with this, because if I try and conserve the tyres, I am going to get beat up by everybody behind. I'm already struggling to keep ahead of them. Yeah, Hamilton's gone off into the distance. I don't think I'm going to see him again unless he crashes or he comes along and laps me. Come on, bloody hell. I've never played this online, so I don't know if the player versus player is any good. It's not a game that I would actually like to play online, given the fact that you can easily get put out of a race with the merest contact. Certain issues, unless they make the cars go into like a ghost mode, you can disable the collisions, so you will actually pass through the other guys. But most racing games online when I've played them have been an absolute shitstorm. I played Forza 2 and 3 online quite a bit, and it was like no holds barred. People were getting slammed off the track. Guys were just destroying destroying other people's cars, because you play with the damage model on. That's always worth a laugh. Usually by the end of the first corner you got cars hobbling around with smoke coming out of the engines. So, oh Christ, I'm gonna sneeze. Oh, what a stupid place to sneeze. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I've realised now that by not having the messages on my screen to go full screen with this, and means I have to glance over at my laptop, and there's no real proper full-on straights on this circuit. Yeah, I'm just quickly glancing. I had the F1 games on the PlayStation 1. Oh, crying out loud, Raikkonen's totally closed up here. Yeah, I had the F1 games on the PS1, and they were brilliant. I absolutely loved them. Although I can't remember which one it was. F1... can't remember which one it was. It was the sequel anyway. It might have been F1 96, 97. Yeah, there we go. As Raikkonen's just beat us up. Oh, Hamilton must have pitted. No, he did. Yeah, must have pitted. So the computer decided that Raikkonen can get in front of me then. And I am not happy about that, because that was bullshit rubber banding. Go away. See, how could he catch up with me that much when he's that slow in the corners? Get out of the fucking way. Go on, piss off. Now all of a sudden he gets a boost, even though there's no DRS.
Okay, tyre situation. Consensus around the garage is they're not looking great. I don't
Edging you out wide. Taking any shit off him. Although he'll probably sideswipe me unsuspectingly in a minute. On the tyre situation, not great. Well, I'm supposed to pit in the next lap anyway. But yeah, the F1 games on the PS1 were fantastic. I say, although the second one, and I can't remember if it was 95, 96, 97, whichever one, the damage model, well, the engine failure model that they put in it was a little bit too feisty for me. It was many an occasion playing that. He's going to beat me up again, isn't he? There was many an occasion playing that where my engine would explode when I was miles ahead in a race. It was a balancing act. Completely outbroke myself there. But they were excellent. Oh, he's pitted in. Good. Okay. Thanks for your comments. Say in the real world that have been disqualified, you're allowed so many manoeuvres in an overtake, and those rules are, I think those rules are in this game, but I have been cautioned before today for over aggressive driving in this game, and he didn't throw a caution out. So, and given how quick this game is to bollock you for doing the wrong thing, I was probably on the borderline, but just about legal. You have to remember he also blutted me as well, so it's tit for tat. More the case in real life, in these weather conditions, if you hit an F1 car like that, both of you would end up in the the tyre wall or in the Armco, because these things are not dodgems. But in a video game, you can't really. Well, you could have the realism turned right the way up with the damage model on full, but by God, it'd be boring. Pitting in, aren't I, this lap? Good, because I think these tyres are about kippered.
Fuel update. There's 30 kilos left.
30 kilos of fuel, 30 kilos. Oh, right. I'm supposed to. Oh, that is really annoying. Sodding pit indicator thing. Right, that's screwed it. Right, well, I'll come in the next lap. I wonder why the damn pit line didn't come on. That really threw me, that, because I thought that I should have just come in. I knew it was lap 9, I should have just come in. But then again, I didn't want to go in and the damn pit crew not do anything. I always forget the various racing games I use. Some games, if you don't actually activate the pit crew, they don't do anything, and you effectively give yourself a drive-through penalty. So usually in this game you get like a light blue line that goes into the pits that tells you, right, the pit crew are ready for you that lap. It didn't appear, and then as I went past the pit lane I could see it appear in the pit lane, which is useless. It's supposed to appear on the track to let you know that the pit crew are ready. Oh well. At least I don't have to worry about fuel, he says. Yep, still optimal. But I'm going to get beat up. Hamilton has caught me right up from his pit stop. The reality of driving the 2015 McLaren Honda is about to come home to roost. Right, see, the blue line should... Jesus Christ, the blue line should have been there, showing me into the pit lane, and it wasn't. So my bloody pit crew better be ready. There they are.
Exit now.
Down into third. This now becomes the most frustrating part. This really must be the most annoying part for an F1 driver, is that waiting to get down there, down to fifth. Oh, now down to sixth. Just staying out that one extra lap has really buggered things up. Now I've got Ricciardo stuck in front of me. Come on. I'm really glad it's not overly arsey about putting tyres onto the runoff strips, because if you do that in F1 and in real F1 and accelerate, you're likely to end up spinning. It seems to be quite a bit generous. Oh, Bottas! I hate trying to overtake this guy in this game. Usually ends in tears. I really am tempted to just hope that he hasn't pitted yet. I wish my pit crew would tell me that. Oh God, Ricciardo's trying to attack me from behind now, despite the fact that I dropped him really easily in those corners.
We're now at around 60% of our initial fuel load. That's 60% of fuel remaining.
A bit of curb riding there. course, in these weather conditions, there's no DRS, so I can't, even if I get within a second of Bottas, I can't use DRS to get a toe up to him. Now, yeah, you could say, well, likewise, Ricciardo can't get a toe up to me, but he's got a much more better car and a more powerful engine, so he doesn't need DRS. This car needs all the help it can get. See, but Bottas, again, he just goes slow every bloody time. He's like one of them arseholes that deliberately slams the brakes on them so you crash into the back of them and you get a fucking insurance claim against you. You get close to him and he brakes. Good job I haven't got the damage turned on, otherwise they needed a new front wing. Now I've just got the problem of trying to get away from these guys. And this is the worst part of the circuit for this car. This is the slowest sector for this car because it's also the fastest sector for most cars, not this. I'm trying to get round, I'm trying to get as much acceleration out of the corners as I can because this car's just got no straight line speed. And that's why I'm running wide. I know it's not optimal racing, but I've raced enough races in this game, following this game's rules, to know that it's the only way I can get this damn McLaren to do anything. Well, I really wish it'd hurry up and dry so you can think about slicks. Hang on, it must be drying up because we've switched DRS on. That's bad for me right now, because I'm nowhere near the car in front. I'm at fourth. Come on. This is the worst part now because I don't know whether this track's going to dry out, whether it's going to continue raining. If I go too early to switch to slicks, I've still got another pit stop to make. Now, if it's going to dry out, I really want it to dry out before I make my second pit stop, because otherwise I'll have to make a third one. But if it dries out before my pit stop and I start losing too much time, I'm going to get beat up by everybody else. If I go too soon, I'm not going to have the traction, I'm going to get beat up by everybody else, and I'll probably burn through those tyres before the end of the race. Even though I'm not racing 100%, I've got the tyre wear settings to adjust as per the race would be, as it was a full race, so a 2-stop strategy or a 3-stop strategies. still apply. These tyres are not getting much grip. But I'm still throwing up some spray and there's still water showing on the camera lens. When is my next stop? Oh crap, it's next lap.
Pit window is open. The pit window
Oh, I've
is
just set the fastest lap, so I guess that means that things are alright in that sense. Crying out loud, I'm actually catching up to Hamilton. Jesus. He must have gone off the track or something. I was miles behind him. Unless he pitted. He couldn't have done because he wasn't that far ahead. He must have ballsed up. He was leading the race. Couldn't have pitted in because he wasn't 20 seconds plus ahead of me, that's for certain, because I was in second and then I came at, that doesn't make sense. He must have gone off the track or got embroiled in a battle with one of the other drivers. I mean, I've not passed any back markers, I don't think, so it can't be that.
okay. I'm sure you can feel it already, but we're starting to notice some tyre wear now.
That's really annoying.
Good for a while longer, though.
Now I'm going to have to go in and change my tyre. I'm not making the same mistake I did before. No, I'm definitely not going to make this. Right, I'm going to jump in. And now this is where the race is going to be won or lost. I'm not going to get out before that Ferrari.
Release, release.
Go, come on. Oh my god, it's like the world's longest pit lane. Come on. Right. Well, definitely gained ground because I dropped right down to 6th in my last round of pit stops. What tyres has he got on? He's got intermediates on as well. Let's just beat him up. This part of the circuit and my car's pretty decent through, but crap, he says I nearly lose it. A quick look at the stream and the frames per second are nowhere near the same as the what I'm playing here. Now this is like 60 frames per second. What I'm looking at, that looks like it's about 20 frames per second. I guess it's the bloody internet here. Oh great, dual shock 4, piss off. Do not need the batteries running low. I've got a race to finish. Oh fucking hell. This is getting distracted. Yeah, see look, I just don't even have the straight line speed and it's not even a DRS zone, so I can't even use that. I'm just going to have to... you run a bit wide, that worked for me. When I'm at 3rd. So what is it? Vettel and Button ahead of me still. Look at that. It's like I'm stood still. Fucking hell, Honda, I hope you put a better engine in the McLarens this year, because let's face it, you could have put a bloody Nissan Micra engine in the one last year and it would have been a step up. could, I suppose, try and do the dirty on Raikkonen and let him come alongside of me and then ease him into the gravel, but that would probably get me a wrist slap for doing that. But he's gonna beat me up. He's gonna leave me standing because, oh Christ. If anything, the grip's getting worse. Slick, yeah. Oh, he's just sideswiped me. He should be fucking black flagged for that. I get the warning. He just sideswiped me. Pathetic. Right. Well, if it's slicks, this is the worst part of trying to do this on this game. They said slicks. Right, we'll soon see how good my pit crew is. Because if... this is going to work out bad, isn't it? I don't think it's ready for slicks, but I'm going to listen to my pit crew, and if I end up facing the wrong way, I'm going to be very upset with them. Unless I just completely misread the message, because I have the volume turned down a bit on the TV, so I didn't get any bleed through onto the microphone while I'm speaking. And now I've got a real bad feeling I might have misread that message because I was glancing at the chat. Well, I'm about to find out if my car goes flying off the track. Feels a bit slippery to me. It's a complete nightmare though. Well, I got in and out and only dropped down to 4th. I didn't lose a place because Raikkonen had already beat me up pretty much.
Looks like we've just hit the 15 kilo mark in terms of fuel. 15 kilos of fuel remaining.
Oh, come on, well tell me if I got spare fuel. I don't know. No, I'm not sure about this tyre situation here. I'll settle for a decent points finish, if nothing else. My sector time now is pretty good. What have we got? 9 laps left. And I've not got any more scheduled stops. I don't think. Oh no, you're joking. No, I'm not coming in on lap 22. That's horse shit. It was a 2-stop strategy anyway. I'd already done 2 stops, so what's that nonsense? Anyway. I'm not coming in on lap 22, I've only just stuck these bloody tyres on, that's ridiculous. And then tactics can go out there, get in the sea. Right, show a blue flag to this piece of bloody rubbish car. Oh, God, that was close. Yeah, the changeable weather in this does add a new dimension to it. Especially because your pit crew generally get things wrong. So they might have played a blinder this time. So I'm absolutely not coming in on lap 22. Right, yeah, definitely they played a blinder. This is a slick race because I've just taken 2-3 seconds off my previous lap time. Well, the rain might last, but if it's still slick, tyre stuff, I don't care, it can keep drizzling. If anything, it would stop my bloody tyres from overheating. Should make them last a bit longer. Of course the tyres are okay right now. You're not gonna jerk me off on the bloody tyres. I don't know what tyres Vettel's rocking, but oh, he's on slicks. Jesus. I didn't think I'd be able to get past him like that if he was on slicks. Look at that, I just set a past his lap, he goes past me as if I'm stood still. And now he's going to slow right up at the part of the track where I'm the quickest. Get out of the way.
Looks like there's about 25% of fuel remaining in the car from our initial fuel load. That's 25% remaining.
Oh, Will Stevens, come on! Shift! Shift! God damn useless. So far I started in 5th. These tyres should last another 6 laps surely. What's the condition? They look alright. Stay there, Vettel. Stay behind me, Sebastian. Mother of God, how did Hamilton get that far? Oh, I know why. He hasn't pitted. stopped raining. Still got good levels of grip, despite the fact that it's telling me to pit in this lap. Well, it was telling me to pit in this lap. Yeah, there's the pit indicator thing saying the pit crew's ready.
The pit window is closing.
Not happening, chappies. Not happening, boy. Oh, now it's raining again. Must be just in a certain part of the circuit.
There's 10 kilos of fuel left. 10 kilos of fuel.
Just tell me how many laps of fuel I've got and how many kilos.
Most likely you'll be able to feel it.
Oh, definitely caught that corner up there. Ah, there goes my fastest lap. Pastor Maldonado ahead of me, that should be fun. What's my tyres looking like? This is going to be a risk, I think. Though the grip still feels good. Go on. No, 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 no. Thank you. Notice the blue flags, my friend. Oh, did you fall off the track?
The incident has been cleared. Let's get back
Oh, well, that
to
was nothing
racing
to do
speed.
with me. Yeah, racing games aren't conducive with having a look at the stream, see if there's anything in the chat. You literally can't take your eyes off the screen for long enough. The minute I do, I'm having to correct the car. That's what I'm going to use to blame me not winning this race. Nothing to do with the fact that the car I'm driving couldn't win a race last year if it was going up against a push bike. Slight exaggeration. Yeah, Hamilton's over the hills and far away. He's pulling out time. I don't think he's going back in to the pits. And now my tyres are starting to go off. Oh, this is going to be a tough one to stay in second. Oh, bit of a corner cut there. Good job nobody was looking. Really could do without back markers right about now, game, because they're clueless and they don't appear to follow The blue flag rule. Well, they probably do, but they like to wait for the 3 corners before they move. Yeah, I want them out of the way in the first corner. Good God, Hamilton's definitely hammering it now. Felipe Nasser, not to be confused with Felipe Massa. Might be able to hold on to this if I don't do anything stupid. Come on, need you out of the way, I need you out of the way, I need you out of the way. Scram, thank you. Now I'm worried about my damn DualShock running out of battery. It was whinging before. Flashed up with a message. Do you know, it's pitiful, the battery length for the DualShock 4. About 7 to 8 hours is garbage. I mean, there isn't really a reason for it. I mean, Sony claimed that the big useless day-glow light that's stuck on the front of the damn thing doesn't burn up battery power. Well, why is the battery less? Why is the battery life less than the DualShock 3 then? Okay, you've got a touchpad, but you're not using it all the time, so it's not like the Wii U controller. I could kind of understand because it has a display screen that's on all the time, but you don't have that with the DualShock 4, and you know, having a touchpad with a depressible button on it isn't going to take up a significant amount of battery life. The only thing I can think of is they used similar battery technology to the DualShock 3, but stuck a whacking great big light on the front of it that does eat into the battery life. Of course, they're not going to tell you that. They're not going to tell you that the big, chuffing shy, when it's the last lap anyway. They're not going to tell you that the big giddy light they've stuck on the front that is really no use to man nor beast because you can't see it most of the time, is what the reason is behind it, because people will say, well then that's a design fault. I actually like the DualShock 4, I think it's a fantastic controller, but the battery life is absolutely pitiful, as is the length of cable they give you to recharge the controller with when you're, if you're playing games at the same time. What's with all the skimping? It's not going to save you that much money giving somebody an extra couple of foot length in the USB rechargeable cable department, considering the one that I got for the 360 is like massively long. Oh, who's that right behind me? That can't possibly be Vettel. It is! That's bollocks. That, no, I don't believe that. That is absolute nonsense. He was miles behind. Well, he can go and kiss me arse. Not impressed with that at all. Yeah, not interested. A bad mood now. That was ridiculous.
He's just unbeatable in that Mercedes.
It really was a great
Oh, well.
performance, and one that I think will be remembered for a long time to come.
It was great having you with us for this weekend. I hope you enjoyed it as
What
much
was
as
the
we did.
objective?
Until next time, though.
Finished
goodbye.
third. Could have. Objective wasn't. I don't even know what it was. I don't care either. I mean, I started the race in 5th, finished 3rd. Oh well, arse to that. Right, I'm going to get the recharger out. Back with the ridiculously short PS4 recharger. Oh, well, Rosberg will be seriously pissed because he collided with me early on in the race and that's cost him. We got up next. Is it Russia? I've had Russia, can't remember now. Twitter. Are you going to the Brits tonight? No. I'll be watching that
Here we are,
shite.
the fascinating Sochi
I'd rather
Autodrome
watch
in
paint
Russia,
dry.
what is expected to be a competitive
Yeah,
race
Russia.
weekend. But it all
And looks
begins today
suspiciously
with
cloudy
practice.
as well.
This fascinating Hermann Tilke designed track has a number of tight corners and a 180-degree bend. It provides the team with a range of driving challenges. It's an impressive track, certainly from a technical point of view.
Any of you budding inventors out there, come up with a non-stick coaster because I'll buy 100 off them if you can invent one. I get tired of them being stuck to my damn glass when I lift it up.
Still green. Try and take it easy for the first couple of laps.
I'm not overly familiar with this circuit layout at Sochi. So this could be a laugh. It could be me bouncing off walls repeatedly. I've only raced on here once before in this game. Yeah, just the once before. It's a more tight, windy circuit, then it should suit this McLaren a bit more. There's less emphasis on straight line speed, the better it is. One thing about a lot of these modern F1 tracks is they lack, well, I suppose it's because they're new, they haven't really had time to build up any kind of legendary status in terms of legendary sections of the track. That's usually defined by some ridiculous overtaking manoeuvres that go on there. For the new circuits, they tend to be a little bit more sterile in that sense. They're designed, it's like a lot of them are designed by computer, like a lot of modern day road cars. They're all designed around maximum aerodynamic efficiency. There's stuff that's stuck into algorithms in a computer, which is why a lot of cars today all look the same. And a lot of racetracks are by the numbers as well now. A lot of the new circuits, they want fast straightaways, tight corners, because they think that it enhances overtaking, and then they have like the regular tight twisty sections. So I prefer the more classic racetracks myself, the older ones. I mean, I wasn't happy with the alterations they made to Hockenheim. I like the old Hockenheim circuit, and now they cut out pretty much the whole forest section, and I don't like it. It's too sterile. I like Spa, big massive circuit, loads of variety in it. I like they adjusted Silverstone as well, but not as dramatically as they did with Hockenheim. I like the old Silverstone better, but the new one's not too bad. This isn't too bad. Parts of it feel like a street circuit. Other parts of it, obviously, it's not like Monaco, which is like racing down a tunnel all the time. And believe me, Monaco in these F1 games I really struggle with. I never used to. The old F1 games, I used to be able to fly around Monaco really fast, but in the new F1 games I really struggle with it. I think it's obviously the speed of the games has got faster. The more of a challenge it's become, the harder it is. It's like trying to thread the eye of a needle sometimes. Though I have to say, on this one, I've had better success. The other Codemasters F1 games, I usually find myself bouncing off the walls until I'm facing the wrong way with the car on fire. But yeah, going back to what I was saying, I like the older race circuits. I like the character of them. But I wish they'd mix it up a little bit. I'd like to see F1. I know Silverstone is the home of the British Grand Prix. I understand that, but I would also like to see a bit of variety. I like to see. I was lucky. I'd like to see him race around a circuit like Donington. That'd be nice. I also wish they'd go back to the Nürburgring, not the Nordenschleife, if that's how you say it, circuit, because that's just far too dangerous now for F1 cars. Fantastic. I love racing it in video games. I love that circuit, but I mean the modern Nürburgring, the F1 circuit, because the old circuit is just too bloody dangerous for F1 these days. It'd be massively exciting, but you're talking of it being in real contradiction to the way that F1 safety has gone. Too many drivers perished on it. And crashes can be exciting, but it's not really why I watch F1. I don't want to see anybody get hurt. I witnessed the death of Ayrton Senna and pretty much the death of Jules Bianchi. I can't believe he survived that crash, and it is not pleasant. It is not a pleasant thing at all. So you wouldn't be able to. The fatalities that used to be in F1 back in that era when you were racing on there, back in like the 60s, 70s, where there was multiple fatalities a season, you wouldn't be able to show that on TV. You wouldn't be able to these days. I mean, their injuries were horrific. I was watching a program on the television about it. There were drivers that get burnt to death. There was one driver went through the Armco, just took his head clean off, just got decapitated. One guy they found up in a tree. I mean, it's just unbelievable. Sometimes when you think, oh, F1 is boring, it's boring because the actual lack of overtaking, the actual lack of proper racing sometimes, the lack of competitiveness throughout the field. But the danger element to it, that needs to... It's a dangerous enough sport, as it proved with what happened with Jules Bianchi. It is a dangerous enough sport. You don't need it to be any more dangerous than that. Where am I? Can I afford to get rid of the rest of this session yet? Yeah, I'm just looking at the stream. I think, as I said earlier, given the fact that my wireless connection is absolutely crap, it might be... Oh Christ, that's me looking at the stream. Might be worthwhile me next time I stream just dropping it from HD to better, see if that gives better performance or high. I only have it set to HD because I upload this stuff to YouTube and it looks better, but the frame rate looks bloody awful. It doesn't look very smooth at all. I'd rather have a smooth frame rate than a higher resolution. Where is the pit? Oh, there it is. I'm glad that took over automatically because I was heading towards the pit wall. Alright guys, come on, wheel the car in, let's have done with it. So provided it doesn't piss it down with rain, I think I might be able to do alright in this one. It seems the car's got some pace, though it is only the practice, not the qualifying. Come on guys, get the hair dryers on. I watch Speedway quite a lot as well, the motorcycle Speedway, not the NASCAR, because they don't show NASCAR. Well, they do show it over here, but it's on some Premier Sports channel. It's like pay-per-view. I'm not paying for that. And Nicky Pedersen, I always used to laugh because I always used to think Nicky Pedersen was blowing a hairdryer in his face after each race. He just was there with something that looked like a hairdryer, and I'm like, what is he doing? And it's like it must be some sort of cooling fan thing he has, but it looks like a hairdryer. Just random thing I threw out there. Used to go and watch Speedway a lot. Used to go and watch the Bellevue Aces back when I was a kid, when they were at the old Hyde Road Stadium. But they've got a new stadium now. They're going to call it the National Speedway Stadium. That's really exciting because they've been racing at the Greyhound track. Obviously not the Greyhound track, but racing at I forgot what the bloody hell it's called now. I can't remember. Anyway, they've not really had a proper home since the 80s. So it'd be nice for them to get back, have their own home, hopefully get some big time speedway back up this end neck of the woods. Come on clock, countdown. It'd be nice to finish first in the practice.
Jenson Button will be pleased with that result. He's P1 in today's practice session.
That'll do. Right, let's go and qualify. Let's pray to God it's not raining. Racing etiquette. Racing etiquette's for the weak.
Welcome F1 fans, where qualifying will be starting in the next few minutes as the teams prepare to get out on track.
Whatever, right. Come on guys, let's go to track.
Engine fired. We're set.
Let's not dilly-dally. Come on, hurry up, get out of the way. Don't get stuck behind people, come on. Oh, come on. See, that's you pissing about. I'm stuck behind somebody. I say go to track, I mean go to track. Well, at least it's not a proper Red Bull. In fact, it isn't at all. It's a Russia. Up the inside. Up. Go away. Stevens. Disappear. You're interfering with things that you've got no comprehension of. Mind you, last season, the battle between Stevens and Button probably took place on the track more than McLaren would have cared to have admitted. God, I hope about this year. I do like McLaren, but by God, they had a crap car last year. Well, not so much the car, just the engine. I've probably said that more than once in this stream.
Conditions should remain dry. We will keep you informed of any changes to the weather.
Actually, I don't want to be racing the tyres off this. That's just the outline. Right, now, let's go. Now it's time for the serious business. I like the colour scheme of the 2016 Ferrari. It reminds me, of Niki Lauda's Ferrari in some way. Obviously not in its shape and design, but in its colour scheme. Just reminds me a little bit of Niki Lauda's Ferrari. A lot more white on it than usual. Speaking of Niki Lauda, if any of you have not seen it, watch the film Rush, which is the battle between James Hunt and Niki Lauda. They take some license. I believe that James Hunt did not beat the living shit out of a journalist. Oh, he might have done, but I don't think he did it as it's portrayed in the movie. James Hunt could very well have beaten the shit out of a journalist. He was known for being a bit of a maverick in his day. But it'll give you, like I say, it does take quite a bit of license in certain areas, but I think the performances of the two principal actors are fantastic, and not to mention the fact that they bloody well look like Nicky Lauder and James Hunt as well. Casting's superb. But it's a fantastic film. It really is. Gives you an idea of what racing was like in that era. What F1 racing was like. It was fucking dangerous. And if any of you out there don't know who Nicky Lauder and James Hunt are and were, because sadly James Hunt is no longer with us. Nicky Lauder is one of the principals, I believe. I don't know what his exact title is, but he's one of the head honchos over at Mercedes. You'll see him quite often if you watch F1 on the television in the UK on the BBC or on Sky Sports. He quite often he'll have a chat to the F1 television teams, the respective channels. He's a bloody good driver as well, as was James Hunt. James Hunt used to do co-commentating with Murray Walker when I was growing up watching F1. Those two were the voices of F1. Sadly James Hunt died, and later on Martin Brundle took over, but before Martin Brundle took over, he's now works as a co-commentator on Sky. He then worked with Murray Walker on F1 when it was on the BBC, and then when it switched over to ITV, which was bloody awful coverage. ITV really screwed the pooch with that one. You cannot put commercial breaks in F1. You can't do it because incidents happen in the blink of an eye in that sport, and ITV decided in their infinite wisdom that they would put commercial breaks during the race, because an F1 race can last upwards of 2 hours, and ITV obviously is a channel that's built purely around ad revenue, unlike the BBC, which your television licence pays for in the UK, and Sky, which is a subscription service. So they can afford to be more flexible when it comes to advertising. I mean, they pack the ads in on Sky either side of the race, but it's uninterrupted. The race is uninterrupted, and that's how it should be. Because there's nothing worse than missing something, especially in F1, where you can go quite a period of time in F1 when you're watching the race with not a lot happening due to the nature of it. And then they cut to commercial and come back and you find out there's been a really dramatic overtaking manoeuvre and you've missed it. ITV also decided that they would try and sneak ad breaks into the middle of football games. But if memory serves me right, didn't they do it once when a team was about to take a penalty? Was it Everton? Was it in an FA Cup match or something like that? They were about to take a penalty or something. I can't remember what it was now. And they cut to commercial during a football game. It was just they did it more than once as well. ITV Sport was absolutely catastrophic. It was diabolical. I always, much as we can, but the one thing I actually didn't mind so much was the Champions League coverage on there. Although the pundits were generally dire, I didn't really mind the coverage on ITV too much because they weren't BT Sport, and BT Sport is like experiencing torture, pure unadulterated torture, because their lineup of pundits and co-commentators is the kind of thing that they could have given Alec the Droog in A Clockwork Orange as opposed to exposing him to all of the ultra-violence, and it would have had the same effect on him. In fact, he probably would have tried to kill himself, because it's that bad. It's not really that bad. No, yes, it is really that bad.
Okay, the tank is pretty much dry now. We're down to the last kilo or two. We're running on fumes.
I'm trying to remember where the pit lane is now, because I'm ready to sack off this qualifying session and get on with the race. It's going to be quite a long stream, I guess, but what the hell? I'm not doing anything else. I think I've got one viewer at the moment that isn't me, showing 2 people viewing, so whoever you are out there, God bless you, thank you for staying by and listening to me ramble on and play this game badly. I've actually run out of fuel and there's the pits. No, don't go off the track. We can make it, we can do it. Right. Hopefully I'll get off to a good start. If I'm actually, I'm making an assumption here that I will continue to qualify in first. Is that right? Nearly 3 seconds faster? That can't be right. Oh God, I am right. Oh, that's redonkulous. Absolutely nail it in the last sector. But then again, the other guys have only just got out on track by the looks of things. Well, let's speed up time. I'll just do this one last race and then I'll probably call it a day. I might do it beforehand, just depending. Yeah. That looks like, that's supposed to be Ron Dennis. That is the worst representation of Ron Dennis I think I've ever seen. Oh God, I nearly hit restart then, I didn't want to do that.
Welcome to the eye-catching Russian Grand Prix circuit of Sochi.
Please tell me it's not going to rain on this.
This Herman Tilke track will provide drivers with a stunning backdrop of the 2014 Winter Olympic Park. But they'll be more interested in their battles out on track. McLaren find themselves back where they belong thanks to Jenson Button as they start on pole for today's race. Jenson will be hoping that his ability to manage his tyres will see him take the victory today.
There are a lot of variables that can cause a driver to be happy with the car one day to struggling with it the next. Track temperature, excessive tyre wear, or a change of fuel load.
Right, blah 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 blah, let's get on with it. Let's... Two-stop strategy. Right, okay. Go away, Rosberg. For the love of God. This is because this first part of the track is fast. Right, I'm gonna have to really carefully do that. Nearly ploughed into the back of Rosberg, but I'm confident that I can get past him. Like there. Yeah, Rosberg is one of the drivers in this game that has repeatedly, him and Bottas put me in the gravel, or in this case it would be the concrete barriers more times than anybody else. But I think I've got the beating of him in this because the layout of this circuit does suit the McLaren more than it does suit their cars. Well, certainly the certain parts of the circuit do. More so than Suzuka, whereby it suited their more powerful McLaren, more Mercedes, and ultimately Ferrari, as found out on the last lap, more, which was massively annoying. I don't need to be making mistakes like I just did then. That has run a little bit wide, but hopefully I can drop these clowns this time around and get a win. With the points I've got, I should win this world title.
Low chance of rain now. If the situation changes, we'll let you know.
Quite a nice track this, actually. As I say, it's only the second time I've raced it, and you can't really take a lot in when you race on a track for the first time because you're too busy trying to learn the layout of the circuit. But I quite like it. It's pretty easy going track to race on, well, in the dry anyway. I think certain parts there wouldn't be much margin for error. That's a corner I'll have to keep my eye on. That's quite easy to mess up.
Okay, entering lap 3 now. DRS has been enabled.
I'm pulling out a bit of a gap. Yeah, I think I'm going to drop these guys in this one. Barring any kind of issue.
We're happy with the current tyre condition. They should last a while yet, so don't worry about them.
Run out of things to say. Now, looks like the Rosberg's making a charge. I'm not happy about this. Seems to be losing time here. I don't know what's going on. Tyres, is it? Oh, should be okay. Okay, have to get my skates on. At least they're keeping me honest. Sat up now. Starting to get a bit worried here. Thought I was going to be able to drop him and pull away, but that doesn't look like it's going to happen. And I do not like Rosberg being right behind me at all, because he's a nutter in this. Losing a lot of time. These tyres must be going up. Yeah, they are. These sodding tyres. When is it? Lap 7? Pit window opens for this. 8. Hopefully the next set will be better, because these have been these are going up. 2 laps time. Okay, we can do this. I can actually visually see. You probably won't be able to on the stream because it's not too great quality, but you can visually see the tyre wear, especially on the front left tyre. That's probably where I've been riding the curb a bit. Oh well. Such is life. If I can hold out this lap, I'm hitting in the next one, and hopefully the new set of tyres on there will be better. These are probably the tyres I used in qualifying, so they'd be scrub tyres anyway, they'd be knackered. better get him out of the way early on. At least I'm able to stay in the lead. Rosberg is definitely catching me. I need to keep him behind me when I get in the pits. He's either going to follow me in the pits or he's going to stay out, but I need him to stay behind me. I've ducked in early. I'm not too sure whether my pit crew just realised that. Oh yeah, there they are. Well, okay. I've lost position on track what I needed to. Them tyres were terrible. Do this. We can do this. Definitely got better grip back now already, even with a fresh set of tyres and no real temperature in them just yet. But I don't want to destroy these tyres too early. I just have to calm it down a little bit. Try and stay off the curves. Fuel's not too bad.
Aren't looking too worn at this point. We should have plenty of life left in them. Let's make sure we keep managing them properly.
Keep off the curves. Damn it. Oh Christ. Okay, keeping off the curbs isn't going to happen. guy's going to pit it. Oh, there we go. Okay, back in the lead. I'll try and capitalise on this now. At least Rosberg didn't get far enough away when he got in the lead to be able to gain and get out ahead, but the next round of pit stop is going to be really important. Definitely has to stay behind me for the next 8 laps, 7 or 8 laps. At least the weather's alright. Not look like it's going to rain. That could be famous last words, but who cares? I care. Sorry, I'm concentrating at the moment. It's not the easiest of things to do is talk and drive at the same time. Well, I can talk and drive at the same time, but talking and driving an F1 car, I'm trying to pull out as big a lead as possible is a bit more of a challenge, especially when you run the risk of cocking up corners like that. Come on. Bloody front left again was starting to look a bit ropey. Oh, it's not showing it though. Unless it's just a bit of debris I've picked up off the track. Nearly 10 seconds in the bank over Rosberg. That'd be kind of nice to keep. But as the tyres go off, that's going to come down. But it's a handy buffer to have at the moment. good.
Okay, we're not seeing any issues with tyre wear right now. You should have good grip for a while yet.
That's also good.
There's about a lap's worth of spare fuel in the car. You won't be able to run in mix 3 for long with that much, but do burn it if you need to.
No, I'm alright.
We're now running at 25 kilos of fuel. That's 25 remaining.
Oh shit. Lost concentration. Ah, yes. Crap.
Wait.
No, no pressure at all. I am actually way out in front. And, yeah. Actually, that brings pressure all of its own.
Okay, looks like you're running on some slightly worn rubber at this point. Should still have a fair amount of grip left, but be mindful, it's going to start falling away.
Judging by how the quality of the stream is disappearing, it must be getting to that time of the day when them twats at BT start throttling the fucking internet, despite the fact that they say that they don't, which is utter bollocks because they do. Yeah, his PS4. If it was... Alright. Oh, for fuck's sake, that was close. pitting on this lap. I think these tyres are about done. God, that quality's... Oh, get out of the way, you piece of shit. Fucking hell. Yeah, that'd be cool. Well, yeah, I know it's buffering and pixelation. That's British Telecom for you. It's the time of day where they start fucking around with people's internet, the useless twats. Not much I can do about that at the moment. I have to drop the quality of the broadcast, and 10 laps left of this. It's just not worth it. It's just worth finding a new ISP. Don't ever fucking use BT, because the fucking technology's shit, the fucking services is shit, and the fucking customer support is even worse than shit. Fucking awful. BT Infinity.
Okay, here's the fuel situation at the moment. We have 20 kilos remaining. That's 20 kilos. Someone's come off ahead of you. There's a yellow flag ahead.
What do you get happy? You can really they don't mess with your internet speed. No, really. No. That's funny. Because they do. Oh look, it's this arsehole again. Get out. Christ almighty, that looks terrible. It's living proof right there, because the picture quality was much better than that a few minutes ago, or a short time ago. It gets to a certain time of day and all of a sudden that starts happening. It's just par for the course for them, this shit. Fuck off.
40%.
Useless. Hate back markers. Alright. Let me just try something. I don't know whether... Get off the fucking screen. I can't change the quality while I'm doing it. I'd have to drop out. Let's finish up this race and then I'll call it a night. It's compounded by the fact that the PS4 has an absolutely fucking awful wireless network adapter in it. The fuck knows what Sony were thinking, but it's absolutely diabolical. I mean, I get about, as I said before, I get like 12 to 14 meg upload on the Xbox One, and I get between 2. The highest I've seen it on the PS4 has been 6 upload. So it's probably dropped, the arse has probably dropped out of both the connection and also consequently it's probably dropped into the lower part. So next time I broadcast I won't try and do it in HD, because obviously streaming in HD is beyond both BT and the PlayStation 4's wireless capability. But BT's wireless is laughably bad as well, because the only way you can really get stable speeds is by switching off their smart wireless technology, which is supposed to give you the best speeds at all time. But yeah, that's absolute garbage. It was funny that I had problems with the wireless. That's the first thing that BT tell you to do, is turn off their smart wireless technology thing on the Home Hub 5, because and then do a manual channel search, find the strongest speed and lock that channel down, which kind of defeats their objective of the technology that they have built into it. It's absolutely piss poor. It's just cheap fucking shit that they build and send out to people. And every time you call their customer support over a speed issue, even though you can tell them it's not wireless, they still come back and start wanting to plug the thing in, and it's like, it's the speed that gets from, it's the connection to your Home Hub, not the fucking signal that the Home Hub's sending out that's the problem. They still insist on the same thing because their fucking tech support is clueless. I had to actually tell one of their tech support how you find out what speed the router is receiving. When you have to tell somebody in tech support how to do one of the basic functions of a network card, of their technology that they provide, you know that they're a load of shit. Fucking hell, this is turning into a slog now. It's still 50 quid on the PlayStation Store. Jesus Christ. I don't understand. They want people to buy stuff digitally, but they want them to pay premium, even though they're technically getting less for the money. It's pathetic. I'd rather own the disc, thanks. Still looking like hammered shit on the stream, but yeah, I did. I got this for $39.99 on launch day. I think it was from Supermarket, I can't remember which one now. Yeah. Fucking hell. Phone's ringing, I'm surprised it didn't crash the whole fucking network. That was interesting to deal with that. Well, I'll just finish for the last few laps of this. Anybody's still with me, sorry about that. I had to dash off for a quick emergency, and on my way out I managed to knock my microphone over and pull the damn cable out. So yeah, that was a bit unprecedented. See, the stream's still bollocks though, that's nice to see. Yeah, well, only got 4 laps left. The joys of live streaming versus my normal composed YouTube videos. Can't believe there's people still watching. Wherever you two guys are, thank you very much. Oh crap, completely outbroke myself there. That's right, stay on the racing line.
Green flag, we're racing again.
Jesus Christ. I think before I stream next time I'm going to get myself an extraordinarily long Ethernet cable and see if I can get better performance with a wired connection on the PS4. It'd have to be a very long one as well. We'd probably end up losing most of the sodding signal down the length of cable. Essentially the cable will have to run from upstairs to the downstairs hallway, where the wonderful BT Home Hub 5 resides. You know, all of its can't be arsed glory. And see if that makes a difference. It shouldn't be. In 2016, wireless internet should be much better than what it is, and it's not anything I've got here that's interfering with it. It's just rubbish technology. Cheap ass rubbish technology. looks like we've had some retirees from the race, and yeah, looks like we've had a couple of the people watching on the stream. They've probably got fed up of the crapo pixelated images they've been getting. I can't honestly say I blame them. I wouldn't sit and watch it either. But I did look, see if I could drop the image quality while I was in the stream, see if that would make any difference. But you can't do it. I'd have to stop the stream, come out, and then gone back in again. I suppose that's what I should do, but yeah, I'll work on it. It's early days with the streaming, so a lot of it's a learning process, and yeah, just have to run with it like that. There are going to be some days where it's good and some days that it's bad, I guess. That's just the nature of the beast. Not going to give up on it though. I like streaming. I like just being able to sit and chat and play games. It's cathartic. Plus, I suppose the other thing to consider as well, if at this time of the day Twitch gets bombed out, maybe that has something to do with it, I don't know. I'll work on it, I'll get it sorted. For people that end up watching this on YouTube, oh fuck me, I've crashed into the wall then. Yeah, the pixelation started. I just guess the speeds have got to such a state on the upload that it just can't deal with it in HD. It can on my Xbox One, that works fine, but PS4 is a different beast. I'll get it sorted, don't worry. I'm on the last lap anyway, we're nearly there, it's nearly over. Get this win under my belt and then I'll call it a day. Here we go. It's the race win under the belt.
Fantastic. You've won the Grand Prix.
Fantastic. That's right, you do those donuts, you wreck those tyres, Jensen. You are the world champ. Oh, that's handy, yeah. Won the world title. How about that? Jensen Button in a 2015 McLaren Honda has won the F1 World Championship. No chance of that happening in real life, but anything's possible with video games. There we go. Well, just out of interest, the reality check of where Fernando Alonso... Yeah, there we go, that's about right. Okay, so thanks for any of you guys that stayed in the stream. Sorry I had to duck off and do a runner like that. As I say, I have to quickly tend to something here that couldn't wait. Didn't know it was going to happen, and then in the process of doing that, I managed to unplug my microphone, which was probably a good thing anyway, because not a lot was happening. So, thanks for watching, guys, and yeah, I'll hopefully get any of these technical issues sorted out for the next stream. And yeah, thanks for watching. Catch you later.